The EU referendum is a fight for the soul of the country, Chancellor George Osborne has told the BBC. By staying in the EU, the UK would remain a 21st century success story, as he warned a vote to leave would be an endorsement of Nigel Farage's mean and divisive vision for the country. There was a lot to be scared of if the UK voted to leave, he said, including losing control of the economy. He said he believed Turkey would not join the EU in his lifetime. Vote Leave said the government must clarify whether it was prepared to exercise its veto to block Turkey joining. In the half-hour interview with Andrew Neil, his most forensic cross-examination of the campaign so far, Mr. Osborne defended the government's warnings about the economic damage that would be done by a vote to leave on June 23, saying they added up to one big fat minus for British jobs and workers. To illustrate the point, he brandished a part from an Airbus aeroplane, made by a real person in a British factory, which he said illustrated what was at stake. Mainstream majority. Likening a vote to leave as landing on the big snake in a game of economic snakes and ladders, he said it was a gamble the UK simply could not afford to take. While the UK could do okay outside the EU, okay was not good enough for the country. If we vote to remain, Britain will be better off, safer as a country, but if we leave we will lose control of our economy, and that means losing control of everything, he said. I am a father of 2 children and I don't want to look around to them in 20 years' time and say, you know, Britain used to be a great success, used to be connected to the world, but we took a decision and we retreated from that world. I want Britain to be the great success story of the 21st century. During often robust exchanges, he was challenged over the plausibility of the Treasury's forecasts that Brexit would lead to a 6% hit to growth and an 18% fall in house prices, its claims that the value of pensions could be hit, and David Cameron's failure to meet the government's immigration targets. Accused of scaring the British people about the consequences of Brexit, he replied by saying there is a lot to be scared of. Asked to defend the government's claim that migrants who did not have a job now had to leave the country after 6 months, he said 6,000 people had been removed for freedom of movement abuses but did not spell out who they were and what for. Claiming that UKIP leader Nigel Farage had taken over the official Leave campaign with his emphasis on immigration, he hit out at disgusting things being said about the bodies of migrants being washed up on the shores of Kent, or about women being raped by migrants.